I have given this address 11 times. I have stood at this lectern in this cold hall. Beneath the hanging banners of every fleet engagement the Orventh Compact has fought in 300 years. And I have delivered versions of what I am about to say to 11 classes of newly commissioned officers. I will give it again today. I will give it until they stop commissioning new officers, or until my lungs give out, whichever comes first. You are officers now. The rank sits fresh on your collars, and you are, each of you, proud. You should be. You earned the rank. Pride is the most dangerous condition a young officer carries, and I have watched it kill entire armadas. Not in battle, in the weeks before one. I was a junior signals officer aboard the fleet command vessel Orventh when I was younger than any of you are now. Shh. I tell you this not to establish authority, though age and experience do carry authority, whether you like it or not. I tell you this because what I witnessed in those years is the reason you are sitting in this hall today, learning from a half-deaf veteran with a bent spine and a career full of things he wishes he could unknow. There is a sector on every star chart in every archive in compact space. You will have seen it. Every cadet sees it. It sits at the far edge of the Orventh spiral arm, rendered in the old cartographic notation, the heavy border, the red-lined margin, two words that need no translation in any language the compact uses. Restricted approach. Your instructors have told you it is classified. Your instructors are not lying to you. They are simply leaving out the part that matters, which is why I am here. The sector has a designation. Internal records call it the Orventh exclusion. It has not always been called that. Before the compact adopted it as official notation, older charts called it many things. The voiceless reach, the quiet margin, the place where the Orventh lanes simply stop. Every generation of cartographers who has ever tried to survey it has eventually stopped trying. Not because the sector resists survey, because surveying it requires sending ships into it. And ships that enter the Orventh exclusion do not send back data. They do not send back anything. I want you to sit with that for a moment. Not the idea of a hostile weapon, not the idea of a minefield, not the idea of some natural stellar phenomenon. The simple fact of absence. Ships go in. Ships do not come out. No distress signal. No debris field recovered at the border. No last transmission caught by a relay station. The ships cease to exist in any form that the rest of the galaxy can detect, and the sector remains exactly as it was, quiet, cold, and waiting. The Orventh was part of a fleet under the command of Admiral Sekvon of the Drevery Sovereignty. The Sovereignty was not a member of the Compact at that time. It was a rival power, expanding along the Orventh Arm, and Admiral Vaughn was its most decorated commander. A strategist of genuine brilliance, I am told. Challenge. Though I was too junior to have ever been in the same compartment as him. He had surveyed the Orventh exclusion records. He had read the same absence I just described to you. And he had reached a conclusion that I have heard ambitious commanders reach before and since. That the absence was evidence not of danger but of inadequate prior attempts. I was 22 years old. I sat at a signals console in the lower communication tier of the Orventh, and I processed routine traffic, and I watched the fleet prepare to enter the sector. I want to be precise about the fleet's composition. Precision is the only honesty I owe you. 41 vessels, not scouts, warships, 6 fleet-of-the-line capital ships, 11 heavy cruisers, the rest destroyers and fast attack craft. A force designed not to probe an anomaly but to subdue a system. Admiral Vaughn was not investigating the Orventh exclusion. He was invading it. The fleet crossed the border on the 44th day of the 7th month. By compact reckoning. I know the date because I logged it. It was my job to log it. I logged the crossing time, the formation, the lead vessel's identification code. I logged the Admiral's order to all ships. Maintain signal silence within the sector, relay only on command. Standard invasion protocol. You do not announce yourself when you intend to conquer something. For 9 days, we held position at the border. That was the plan. The fleet would advance, secure the first inhabited systems, and send back a conquest confirmation within 9 days. The Orventh and 2 escort vessels remained at the threshold to act as relay point and command reserve. I sat at my console. I monitored the relay frequencies. I listened. Nothing came back. Not silence in the sense of an empty channel. I want you to understand the distinction. An empty channel has a texture. Static, background radiation, the faint hum of the receiver working. I heard after the fourth day was different. The frequencies felt wrong. I cannot describe it better than that, and I have tried for 40 years to find the right words. The channels were open. The equipment was functioning. The signal space where 41 ships should have been present felt absent, not blocked, not jammed. Absent, the way a room feels absent when you enter it expecting someone and find nothing, not even the warmth of recent occupation. On the 9th day, I received one transmission. I have never repeated its contents. I will not repeat them today. I will tell you only this. It was brief. It was from a vessel I cannot name without reopening a record that remains sealed by order of the Compact's own signals authority, and it was not a conquest confirmation. I relayed it upward. The two senior officers aboard the Orventh read it. One of them, a commander whose name I will not give because she is still alive and deserves her silence, walked to the viewport and stood there for a long time without speaking. Then, she ordered the Orventh and its escorts to withdraw to minimum safe distance from the border. Then she opened a channel to Compact Central Command and said, in a voice I still hear when I cannot sleep, that the Drevhari Sovereignty's invasion fleet should be noted as lost, and that the Duvith exclusion border should be extended by a further 12 light minutes in every direction, and that no vessel of any flag should be permitted to approach it. Central Command asked if she had confirmation of the fleet's loss. She said, I have a transmission. That is sufficient. Please update the charts. They updated the charts. The Drevhari Sovereignty launched an inquiry. The inquiry concluded with a finding I can summarize in one sentence. 41 vessels entered the sector under orders from Admiral Sekit Vaughn. No vessel returned, and no material explanation could be established from available evidence. The sovereignty collapsed within 11 years. Not because of the fleet's loss alone, because Admiral Vaughn had been its strategic center of gravity, and without him, its rivals had no reason to hold back. The Compact absorbed its territory peacefully. The charts were updated again. The Duvith exclusion border was extended again. A formal interdiction notice was issued in 17 languages, including 3 that have since gone extinct. The notice is still posted, on buoys, at every approach corridor to the sector. I spent 31 years in signals after that deployment. I processed 10,000 transmissions from the edges of compact space. I helped design the relay protocol that every ship in this fleet uses today. I trained officers in communications discipline, in signal authentication, in what to do when the frequencies go wrong. I retired with honors, which I appreciate, though I think of those honors mostly as a polite way of saying that I survived long enough to be useful for a while. I stand in front of every new officer class because I was there. Not because I know what is in the Duvith exclusion. I do not. I know what is not in it. 41 warships and the admiral who commanded them. I know what the frequencies felt like on the 4th day, and I know what a single transmission sounds like when it is the last thing a vessel will ever send. You will be posted to border assignments. Some of you will serve near the Orventh arm. If your assignment brings you within ranging distance of the Duvith exclusion, you will see the buoys. You will read the interdiction notice. Some of you, because you are young and you are proud, and the rank sits fresh on your collars, feel the pull of it. The same pull that I imagine Admiral Vaughn felt, the certainty that the absence is a weakness to be exploited rather than a warning to be obeyed. I am asking you not to do that. I'm not asking you because I know what is waiting inside the sector. I'm asking you because I was the signals officer who heard the frequencies go quiet, and I was the signals officer who received what came back, and I have been standing in front of classes of young officers for 11 years, explaining why the border exists, and in all that time, I have never once been tempted to wonder if the border is wrong. The chart says, restricted approach. The chart says it for a reason. That is all I have for you today. The record is closed.